The Sachs family are pillars and leaders in our community. Their involvement in TABC, in Yeshivat Noam, B'nai Yeshurun, in Project Ezra, and the Mikvah continues to push our community forward in a really impressive way.
Danny and Nechama are incredible role models to me of how to be involved in a very tsanua way.
In every community, there are people who step up when called upon, but then there are people like Danny and Nechama, people who look for opportunities and will reach out in advance to see what can be done for the community, and in their quite unassuming way, will always rise to the call.
The conversation always turns with Danny and Nechama, how could we make something better? They always have ideas to improve and to make things better in the community for our children.
They are fun, yet serious. They're dignified, yet casual. Together, they really focus on raising their children. Each child feeds our co, and all you have to do is look at those kids.
Nechama and Danny parent in a way that they really know each of their kids, and they push each of their kids to reach their potential, both in Judaic studies and in general studies.
All three boys are incredible ball players, all playing the same position, and true leaders on and off the court.
All three really exemplify being someone who is intense about learning, but at the same time, they're just always smiling, always happy.
I really think back so positively on the time I spent learning in the B'nai Yeshurun Beis Medrash with Ephraim and also with David. And it just goes to show how much of a commitment their parents have to Torah and to Yiddishkeit and also just to proper midos.
We've been blessed to send our three sons to TABC, and they've really developed at TABC a love and a warmth for Yiddishkeit.
It's so warm, it's so loving, it's just a great ruach, a great feel. My boys go happily to school with a big smile. They come home happy.
Growing up in a house, my parents were constantly a source of inspiration and just always showed certain values that, I look up to today.
Just seeing what my in-laws do for their community and all their values and how they carry themselves has been a real inspiration for us and for me in particular.
They view it as their responsibility. It's really something special for us to have that influence in our lives.
They are such great role models and will continue to be great role models for me and my brothers.
We have a program known as Parsha for Parents, and Danny enjoys the Torah from the TABC Rebbeim himself. They are a family who don't only send their sons to TABC, but they themselves as parents gain from the Torah of TABC.
I've had the pleasure of serving with Danny on the executive board of TABC for many years, as well as other community boards. And Danny is really one of those sage voices, always has very sound thoughts, sound advice.
Nothing is a big deal. We'll figure it out. He sits there, he listens, and he really invokes just a sense of calmness that we all need at many times.
I've been blessed really to work with many presidents over the past 12 years, starting with Nachum Bereshansky, and then Chaim Book, and Mark Zamek, and of course Ozzie Mandel, and Chaim Kirschenbaum, and to see the amount of work that they do and the time that they spend dedicated to the yeshiva, to the institution, to the kids, is really inspiring, and it really motivated me to contribute more time.
Danny has an unbelievable financial acumen. He's always able to ask what's best for the yeshiva, for our teachers and our rebbeim, for our parent body, and most importantly, what's best for the student experience.
I remember we come home from school and he's like, I have to go to a board meeting, and he's happy to do it. He does it with a smile. My mom also does it with a smile.
Nechama does so much for TABC, from her involvement in dinners, to hosting parlor meetings, to hosting Shabbatonim and Onegs.
TABC has been very fortunate through the years to have Nechama volunteer all of her time to run events and to cheer on the school.
She volunteers through many organizations in Teaneck and Bergen County, and she always puts her stamp of Nechama on everything she works on. Coming to all my basketball games, whether it's in LA or it's in Memphis or it's in TABC, I can always count on them cheering me on.
Last year we traveled to SAR on a Motzei Shabbos, and Nechama came up to me at halftime and noticed that there was an inaccuracy with the score. And I checked with the people at the scorer's table, and it turns out that she was right, and TABC ended up winning the game by 1 point.
They have been such a pleasure to work with because of their humility and modesty. It is always about the institution and never about them.
They really represent the best of TABC and the best of the community.
They're known to also open up their homes to Onegs, to Lava Malkas, to house boys during the week and for Shabbatonim.
TABC wouldn't be what it is without Nechama and Danny Sachs.
We will continue to be involved, and I urge everyone, if you're thinking about getting involved, get involved. If it's not your school, your shul.
Nechama and Danny, I just wanted to say that your chesed and tzedakah knows no bounds, and your friends
friendship is limitless.
The same way that you've done these things, we wish that your children should follow in your footsteps and do the same things in Torah, Avod, and Milos Chasadim in their communities as well.
We want to thank our family and friends who have come out tonight to help us honor TABC and the other honorees.
We truly, really appreciate you taking the time out to contribute to this worthy cause that is very near and dear to our heart. Thank you so much for coming.
And one more thing, we're not going to lie, some of our favorite memories are winning basketball championships. No pressure, boys, but we're expecting big things this year.
Let's go, Storm!